Captain Purple here. Welcome to my channel. I'm gonna try to make this a quick video. Well, like I said, I'm trying to keep them under 5-10 minutes, somewhere roughly about that. But I want to start out with saying that thank you all who are watching, who have been watching, for watching. I appreciate it. More subscribers I can do. I get eventually, when I get more subscribers, I will be doing a lot more, such as I want to do a cooking segment. I want to do all kinds of stuff, but I can't, certain things I have to do with a subscriber. YouTube works like, there's so much I can do with so many subscribers. The more subscribers I get, the more I can actually do with the channel, the more options YouTube gives me, and the more I can play around with it and do stuff. So anywho, that being said, I'm going to start. So as I said in the last video, I'm leading into the with the prehistory. I'm still on the prehistory. I've never been good with that term, of Mediterranean piracy. I'm just getting into Egypt now, and with that being, I'll go. I got notes. I try not to read off and rely on my notes, because when I read off, I'm kind of dry. And it's not good. So anyways, but I will glance over from time to time to make sure I'm going with the way the flow of the notes still. So the early history of Mediterranean piracy, going into Egypt, mind you. It references the pirates and the piracy measures taken towards piracy, which was also assumed to be, is suggested to be, the earliest form of the pirate democracy. Articles, which pretty much kind of set the basis for the piracy. Way before the codes of both before Morgan and Bartholomew sat down, not together though, and came up with the codes, which later Disney added on like 100 more. Anywho, I'm not so much focused on. I'll reference stuff, but I won't so much focus on stuff like the Disney codes as much as I will focus on the real codes. But that's later in a later series when I get to that. But the articles that formed the democracy of the pirate company, it really started in about this time. And Egypt actually, see, the codes were derived, not the codes, the articles were derived from the seafaring traditions of the pirates already in motion at the practicing. Yeah, the pirates are already practicing piracy. They took whatever, and then they decided, well, see, pirates are the first four people decided, well, to keep our people happy and to keep this going, we're going to do articles. They're like kind of like the unwritten rules, mind you. Something that all pirates and pirate ships and fleets and so on obeyed by, but weren't written down in paper. For example, referencing back to Disney, the whole the first Pirates of the Caribbean, when they go to ransacking the governor's mansion at the beginning of the film, and they find the governor's daughter, Swan chick, in a closet. They pull a gun and she says, I invoke the right of parley, which was, well, in the movie, it was written into the codes. However, it's something that all pirates followed. And they weren't really guidelines, mind you, because when we get into the codes, there were strict punishments for not obeying codes. And when I get to that segment, I will get into that, touch into that. I've only had a cup of coffee so far this morning. I'm not quite awake. But the articles were a lot like that. The articles were, like I said in the last video, I think it was the last video, every man gets a say, every man gets a vote, or every person on the ship, we'll go politically incorrect. Every man gets gets a vote, gets a say. Um, you can at any time, at any point in time, when a bunch of you are unhappy, you can call for mutiny, which would call for a vote to elect a new captain if you felt the captain wasn't doing his duties, and so on and so forth. You had a say in what was going on in the ship. You weren't just there. You weren't just like any of these other societies back then. You weren't just a number. You mattered. You counted. So, anyways, moving on from that, um, they originated sometime during the period of the ancient Mediterranean, the Bronze Age period, as we're still in the before the decline of the Bronze Age and the fall of the Bronze Age. I felt it was important to mention that, and you may not have felt it was so important for me to divert into that, but anywho, this is my channel, if you know. Anywho, so Egypt is a prime example of this, prime source of many of these early traditions and not codes. I want to stay away from codes. Articles. Um, they were accounts. Hold on a minute. Okay, so Egypt was a prime source of many of these accounts of 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 this, and because they had a greater level of what does it say? Like greater level of documentation due to the fact that they were either carved in stone or the dry sands of Egypt preserved these said documentations. Um, so basically, yeah, I've said, you gotta realize this is about these documentations really about about the third BCE, whatever, 1350, which, as I said before, the the earliest documentation of piracy and acts of piracy was about this time. So in this segment, we're going to kind of get close to the end of the Bronze Age and close to what I mentioned before, but not quite there yet. A couple times I will mention that. I will mention reference into like 132 BC and so on and so forth. But we're still in the prehistory. So basically, there's more, but I'm going to save that for the next video because I've already taken up too much time. There is more to Egypt's involvement as far as the documentation and the pirate activity in the ancient Mediterranean era. However, like I said, this can be like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to stretch this out to probably about 4 videos talking about Egypt. I'm hoping to stretch it out to 4 videos talking about Egypt and keep it entertaining as well. So, yeah, now I'm not. It's unclear though how much the documentation really affected the articles and so on and so forth intertwined. However, the Egypt did at the time. Um, they they had a better level of documentation than Greeks dark ages. However, um, where was I going with this? They they it's unclear how much they really reported on how I'm pretty sure they noticed that these men were kept to a certain sense of honor, code of honor, if you will. Um, and I'm sure they noticed that the piracy um, was somewhat organized, or pretty organized actually, due to the time. Which is also what the articles kept. The articles kept the form of organization. They kept the form of decency, um, culture, and I apologize about the banging. You may or may not pick up on this thing from time to time. Um, downside living in an apartment building. So, anyways, with that being said, I'm just gonna wrap this up because I'm rambling at this point in time. However, um, next video we'll go into what is this? Luca and Sheridan, as well as a couple a notable pharaoh, a couple notable pharaohs, and oh, I was reading this earlier. Uh, I'm not quite sure if it's going to go in the honor code or the honorable. There's something new with it mentioning about it being an honorable trade. So next video, I'm going to touch into that, and I'm going to wrap this up as far as the video goes. Again, please like, share, comment on my videos. If you know like my page, again, more subscribers I get, the more I can do, and the more entertaining I can provide. The more entertainment, hopefully entertainment I can provide. You noticed last couple videos I've added a couple new accoutrements. I've added the vest, which I finally found. Added this, which I dug out. This is just stuff I have laying around right now. As I go on, I get better, and I get more subscribers again, and I'm also going for again. I might put up my GoFundMe account page again, just in case anybody new wanders across this. It's basically my GoFundMe page is set up for to help me get started. You know, like a lot of costuming and so on and so forth. So I'm really trying to make this. I'm really trying to do this as a career, such as the whole piracy thing. You know, go to do things and make this a profession. Be my own boss. Um, you know, be beneficial for you know, my crew as well. Pay me and my crew to show up. And right now I'm at a standstill. I am currently buying things out of my own pocket, what I work for, and I will only put up my. I recently did buy something, and I will only put up my. I'll tell you what. I'll only put up my GoFundMe account if, when I go to post this, if I remember to adjust the amount I'm asking for on my GoFundMe, because anything I do get out of my own pocket, what I work for, gets deducted from the GoFundMe goal, because pretty much it's already attained and acquired. So as I do this, I will subtract amounts, dollar amounts, and so on and so forth, to hopefully the point that it's either a goal that people, you know, don't think it's too high, or that it's completely gone. So that being said, I'm gonna wrap this up. You all have a great day, and God bless. Thank you for watching.